out all the air. And then we'll
Eyes
start
closed, eyes open.
Either or. Doesn't matter.
Should we start with our eyes open and then close them?
I guess you guys can count on your own then, right?
No. Take us through it. Take us through them.
Like last time I did it, I was just like showing you my fingers.
Yep.
I don't know.
So eyes open, we're going to pay attention to your fingers.
Sure, we'll just do it like 4 times makes sense.
Sure.
For a box and 4. So we'll just exhale all the air out and we'll begin. All right, and then we'll begin with an inhale. I'll give a hold on the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale.
Oh, and then they all talk about it.
Hold. Exhale. Hold.
They probably did that a whole bunch of times.
Let's inhale. Belly breathing. Chest.
Oh yeah, but you don't get it.
Crown chakra. Hold.
You know what it is.
She know how this should play out.
Exhale it all out.
She know how this should play out. Right?
It's a good place to pause. How do you guys feel?
Feel good.
I feel relaxed. I feel refreshed.
I felt the last part where you're like all the way up to the crown.
Chakra.
I felt it all just like kind of trickle up there.
Yes.
And I felt it all come out.
You can just visualize it, focus on it. I mean, we're breathing constantly. Our heart's beating constantly, all on its own. We're not really paying attention to it. You can take control of it.
But once you do pay attention to it,
It affects your mood, right?
Yeah.
So like your mood will affect your breathing. Like if you're anxious, it's going to be shorter breaths. You're not going to get as much oxygen into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
Your cells in your body aren't going to feel the same. Your brain function isn't going to be the same.
and you like
Take
feel
control.
that you feel that cause of that. If you
Yeah.
if you're breathing differently or whatever, you're like, wait, dude, I feel
It's
like
your
more.
breathing.
It's like on that way up at the boomer trip. It's like, wait, dude, wait.
You can reverse
Just
it.
breathe.
Instead of your mood affecting your breath, take your breath to affect your mood.
It's redirecting the energy within.
So you can take
That's
control
awesome.
of it.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, I feel a lot better right now.
I do too, bro.
I feel really good too.
So I try to incorporate it in my daily life, like just taking slower, deeper breaths, breathing through my diaphragm and my belly. And kind of like I said, pausing, holding that moment. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes I notice it, like, oh, I'm just like not even breathing. Like, I'm just like
Yeah.
holding.
Yeah, that happens to me too. And I'm like, wait, breathe. Okay. And then with that breath in, it's like it makes everything feel good or makes everything feel all right. Like, oh,
Like
I just am. I just literally am I just am myself.
Wim Hof
That's it.
likes to explain it as getting high on your own supply.
Yeah, it's just
That's
air,
one thing
bro.
that I do in the shower. So like
It's
with
awesome.
the cold showers, it's 3 minutes, minimum of 3 minutes for like the effective dose. I guess you can go longer than 3 minutes, but at least 3 minutes of blasting that cold water to create the hormesis, like the growth of the new hormones and cells inside your body. But when you do that breathing technique with it, it just enhances like norepinephrine, adrenaline, testosterone.
All those natural things for us to thrive, you know, and it's growth, dude. Yeah, your body wants it. It wants all of it, you know, water, air.
I see it as growth. Like you can either be like growing or you could be decaying. Perhaps there's like a equilibrium in the center where you're just like plateauing and staying the same. But in life, I feel like you're either growing or you're falling apart. I'm always promoting growth, trying to like, grow.
And that's one thing you never stop learning. You're always a student for the
And,
life,
yeah,
essentially.
and see where there's room for growth within ourselves, not to see ourselves capped like me with state. Like, oh, I just wanted to make it there. Like, see beyond where you think that you can make it. And you'll then be able to expand your horizon to what you actually are able to do. See past it. Don't put no caps to nothing. Don't, like us humans love to
Imagination.
box things in, bro. Like Kanye says, like we're in square homes. We like to just cage ourselves.
The child has such a crazy imagination, and then at some moments you're told to like stop imagining. You need to grow up. Now this is the world you're living in. Now this is how you need to act.
Yeah, school, everything.
The imagination to
school
learning
environment.
Sit down, stay still, focus.
Like we're gonna tell you what to do.
Don't talk. Don't move. Wait, hold up. I can't not move right now. You know, because that's what I struggle with, like moving, bro. I was
So
always
how
like,
you? Okay, so now,
Maybe just in like the back.
well, he just said ADHD.
And then leave like
When you were younger, well, you're not that much older than us, but
layers.
I feel like it wasn't as much of a thing before than it is now.
ADHD, mental health, and stuff like that.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
like my
kinda
dad,
like this,
perhaps, he had like medication as a child for ADD. Don't
Maybe
really
brush it
know,
down and
but
like snip it like
like my sister as well went for testing for it. I went for testing for it. They said I have symptoms of ADD, but it's not ADD. It's like bipolar type 2 and hypomania.
kind of just like shit.
Like I can kind of see that, but I don't really believe it. I can see like maybe it comes from like pushing the extreme to this area and this area, or like just having sporadic
Yeah, we could do like a
thoughts.
high taper in the back and then.
But I just try to see it more as an ability versus a disability. Like,
Yeah,
all right, cool, man.
no,
I'm
yeah,
gonna use that
yeah,
shit.
especially not
And I
a
can
disability.
I got 2 kids, and it's just me, single father. Like I gotta focus on a lot at one time, and what I'm doing, and
Your
what
mind is
they're
just
asking.
racing.
So now I can tackle that shit. I can do it because my mind's already ready for this, that, and that. All right, cool. Let's do all these things at once. So it's more of an ability, a superpower.
Like how you
Not like, oh shit, my mind's all over the place. I can't focus.
It's a sword designed specifically for
maybe
you.
Try to use it.
just
Dude,
I have
right?
these
Design
crazy
and
ideas and like maybe being manic up and down, riding this roller coaster, enjoying where you're at on this roller coaster of this mania. But it's hypo. It's like a
then for
lower
the
version.
design.
So you said there was medication. Now, do you
I
think?
don't take any medication.
No, that's what I'm saying. Okay, now can shrooms and smoking be a medication for more natural rather than taking
Absolutely.
pharmaceutical things?
I'm a huge promoter of like natural,
Just so it doesn't look like too long.
grown things versus a man-made
Pharmaceutical.
pharmaceutical.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But I don't know. I know you're a big guy about like using it as a tool. You use it as a tool. You can use it as relaxation too. If you just want to chill and zone out or escape, or you can use it to do some introspection work and focus on yourself and thoughts and things like that.
Yeah, you don't want a band-aid. You don't want a quick band-aid fix. Like, you don't want to, like, patch the tire. You know, no, you want to replace the tire. You know, because or else you're going to continuously have a loss of air within that popped tire or with that tire with the leak.
You can get to the root cause more easily with a natural substance and figure out what's really going on here versus, yeah, like you said, masking the symptoms with a
It's
pharmaceutical.
bubble. It's that pink fluid that you spray on a tire and it, like, shows you where the leak is.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called, but you spray it on the tire, and then like it starts
what
bubbling
you're
up where you need to either patch or if you have a leak.
Yeah.
And that's really what some of these substances are. It's like spraying like a substance on your tire, and it's like showing you, oh, this is where there's an imbalance, or there's some something that we need to acknowledge a little bit more in this aspect of our life. You know, and even if we don't want to embrace it or become aware of it, it's like it'll just literally bring it there. It's like, shit, I try to put that away. Shit. And now it's like here, now you need to embrace it. You need to become aware of everything that it's doing within your life,
And then hopefully you can make those changes. Like, I felt that at home too. Like one time, I was just able to see things from my children's level. Like I was lower to the ground. I could see like what they saw. Like, oh, that's dirty. Like, oh, this is what it looks like down here. I
Yeah.
should probably clean this up for them. I should probably provide a better life for them. This is what they view down here. I should probably change this, change that. So you can take that with you to your daily life. Like,
Yeah, for sure, and go down and kind of see what they're, or put your mind at where they're perceiving, and help you kind of like understand, like, oh, and like do that to yourself, like we can do that to ourselves. We can take a step back and look at why we're doing certain things. Like I know I talked about this all the time. Each pod I probably say this, but it's like seriously just taking a step back and self-reflecting on, wait, why are we doing these certain things? Like, why are we doing this? Am I doing this because someone did something to me that's now causing me to do that? Or am I doing this because I feel some type of way about this certain thing that I need to like adjust or erase? Not erase, but I'm talking like a dry erase board, like some leftover.
Yeah.
Just clean it, and you can start fresh. It's like a new canvas. Constantly, we have a new canvas to paint on or to create on.
every
It's a
day.
canvas of life.
Every single day.
Yeah.
Paint the beautiful.
Yeah, man. What are you feeling, Joey? What does the boomers make you like? What does the boomers bring to the surface for you? I know it's an uncomfortable thing. It's an uncomfortable thing, dude. Because it's like It's like the skeletons in the closet, man. It like brings it out. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that though. Yeah, that happens to me sometimes. I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
Oh no, no, you
Yeah,
you
like
gotta
take it
get
away.
That
it.
video,
Alright.
that video gonna show everything. So you
It
gonna see
doesn't even
everything.
matter. Yeah,
It's not even on.
it's not. Are we on or are we off? You know, it's like, yikes, I want to be a toy that's on so I can fully play
Yeah.
with myself.
Yeah, I run that for my kids, man. Plays fun.
No, I'm just messing.
Last night he was talking about something earlier, and it reference to last week. With him saying that.
Straight up. We could go on like, so on that note, ego death.
Okay.
You know, that false identity or that false reality that we created for ourselves, around ourselves. And how do you become aware of it, and how do you kind of move past that? That's the question.
Of what?
Yourself. Certain things, like, I don't know, like, which direction do you see?
Okay, you just talk about ego death, I guess, would be like on 3.5 when you realize that you are part of everything, everything's all one. And it kind of dissolves this illusion of the uniqueness of yourself and how you're in this mix of the universe and you're part of it. You're part of this whole recipe. I don't know, but the ego is very important to separate yourself from myself, and we're all individuals. So to use the ego, not like try to kill it, push it away, and like move beyond it. Like use it as a friend, and it's still there with you. Like the ego can be helpful. It differentiates yourself from others. It's okay. But then also realizing that yeah, you're all part of one. You're all the same. We're all from the same source. We're all just different, unique versions of it. Like a light reflecting upon a diamond, fractaling out the different
Yeah.
colors, all colors of the rainbow, all different colors of people, all different walks of life, all different experiences.
All different talks of life.
That's right. Talking about that.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
beautiful insight on that.
It is kind of like eye-opening when you realize like you're just dissolving into the mix of the universe. It just becomes one with a tree, one with nature, one with others. You can open up to others and allow them the space to open up to you, and just understand each other more openly. That's what I feel like this whole experience of life is like God witnessing itself, because God could either stay himself, herself, itself, whatever. Like the substrate of life itself, love, God, can either just stay alone, or it can separate and like see itself and witness itself, see how it is, how beautiful, and create different perspectives on that and different versions of itself. That's what I feel like it is.
That's
Witnessing
awesome.
itself. I mean,
Straight up.
so I get to see God inside of you, as well as you,
Yeah.
everybody here, myself, my kids.
Yeah, man, and seeing the patterns too. I think what helps, quote unquote, ego death is like becoming aware of the patterns around us, and again, why these rippling patterns are happening. How can we maybe adjust these patterns to build everyone up around us, or instead of like causing, like, think of ourselves as a force instead of like going through the wall, breaking the wall. What can we add to the wall? And like a mural in a sense, can we create something, like, instead of having to go through it, why don't you like build on it, and create on it? Because it's not like, what I've been understanding is it's not like the point of this isn't like to get it to the end, to reach the end. It's like to just experience right now, and to be in right now, and just vibrate at that, like, that moment, that what's actually happening, and it like allows everything else to like that ego to kind of melt away a little bit and see your true attributes. And it doesn't go away, it just, you take the spotlight, we take the spotlight. Joey, like, your full expression takes the spotlight. It's just like that our gifts will start to show themselves. And and we will be able to do greater things if we allow that, like, ego that we're so clung on to, or that we want to like be defined by. How we kind of define ourselves, like, let that go, let it just melt away. Because like the truth will come once we kind of like stop talking almost. It's like we're always chattering to ourselves in the back, like, oh, you're this or you're that, either good or bad. And that's like the ego almost telling you, like, whispering in your ear, and it's like, wait, stop talking, let me just
You can acknowledge it, like, hey,
breathe, be right here and see what's actually happening, what's actually going on, you know, in our surroundings and within ourselves. Because the chattering will distract us, man. It's like that devil on your shoulder, man. It'll just like,
You can be like,
distract the shit out of
acknowledge it, let it know it's there, and like, hey, hello anxiety. Thank you for being here for me and showing
Yeah.
me this, but please leave now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
continue on my way.
Yeah.
But just take it.
Yeah, literally, and work. You can almost work together with it, you know, and like instead of allowing it to just hinder your growth, you can like, you can wield it, wielding energy or wielding like a, you can like redirect it and not just allow it to do you dirty constantly and just like
It's there to
creating
help you
things.
and promote your growth. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use it as an obstacle
Yeah.
to overcome, achieve,
Sure.
learn from, and build up upon.
But understand that it's just there, you know, that it's going to be there for the rest of your life. Like,
It's gonna keep coming
Yeah.
back. Hello, jealousy. Hello, loneliness. Like, thanks for showing me these lessons. And I'll improve and keep going. Instead of just sitting in that and staying there.
straight up, dude. So, yeah, it's important. It's important to move past what one created themselves to be. You know, it's like I dealt with that a lot with like self-identity. It wasn't like I didn't know who I was. I just, even though I might have not known who I was, but in that moment growing up, like I just always associated myself with things where it like distracted me from actually seeing myself or who I actually am. You know, and then once I released or separated myself from that, I was able to be, oh, Elijah wants to do this, or Elijah is like this. Elijah doesn't have to do that. Potentially negative, potentially, you know, damaging. Like I don't have to act like that. I don't have to talk like that. You know, and we can recreate ourselves or recreate how we express ourselves by just becoming aware of it. Becoming aware of the power and that thing inside us that wants to live, wants to experience. Let's redirect it. Like Aang, you guys ever see Aang, The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
Where he goes into, what is it? He goes into the, like, it's some state where he can,
The
like,
show.
huh?
The movie or the show?
The show.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Aang, like
Yeah, it is
Aang the
both,
Avatar.
but
So like the,
gotcha.
yeah, true. So it's the show, and he like has this energy, or he's like obviously the Avatar, so he's connected to all the past relatives or all the past everything, like the abilities, and so like he goes in this state of mind, and he not comes out of it, but uses it to like battle evil, or to defeat it. In the end, he uses it to defeat the enemy, you know, and it's like he understands his lineage. And then it allows it to flow through himself to then tackle what's at hand, which was the Fire Lord's
That's right.
Ozai, I think, or something like that. You know, he used all that energy that was like stored within our being, you know, just stored within us, and to redirect it and to channel it. Now he's using it for good, and now he's like, you know, beating the Fire Nation and like bringing true peace to the back of peace to the nation, to the whatever it's called. I'm not good with lingos, but the meaning behind it I got, you know. So that was cool to see.
I really do like that show.
It's a good show, man. I like relating things to things. I like putting thoughts into like.
I can relate to that because
Yeah,
I've never seen
sure.
it.
If you've never seen it, it's hard to. It's just like a potential kinetic energy, and he becomes aware of that kinetic energy or potential energy within himself, and then he harnesses it and then uses it to defeat the bad guy.
Gotcha. Where you? Where were you? What high school did you go to?
Mukwonago High School.
Okay.
Did you chief? Did you do any?
Yes.
Chief.
Before I even got into high school.
If you don't mind,
No, I'm saying like getting into school.
if you don't mind me
Yeah,
asking, if you don't mind asking, what's your ethnicity? Or are you
Hispanic.
Hispanic?
I'm Mexican, yeah. I'm Mexican,
Mexican
Native
descent.
American, and German.
Okay, cool. Were you were born here?
Yep. I was born in Milwaukee.
Your parents are.
They're from here. My mom's from Corpus Christi, Texas, and my dad's from here in Milwaukee.
Gotcha.
I know a lot of people in Corpus Christi.
It's far, man. I drove down there so many times with my family in a car. We wouldn't fly. We go there on vacation and drive. Ford
yeah.
Explorer. Eventually a Suburban.
Yeah, we did that with that. My family did that with his family. Both drove both families down to Florida.
Florida.
This is all through.
Yeah, wait, what were we talking about? I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
Florida's also another
Because
drive.
I'm sorry.
Where like?
Oh yeah, no, I know. I just got caught up in
So that from
saying
church?
driving over there.
Do you guys know each other from church or from? How do you guys
Who?
know each other?
Oh, bro.
His mom used to babysit me as a kid.
Yeah, my mom used to.
Oh wow.
Yeah, babysit a lot of people.
Me, my sisters, yeah, they babysit us.
So like no one entire lives where it's at this point I
How
consider
did
them
your
family.
mom know his mom then?
Okay, so your mom knows my dad even before my parents got married.
Yeah.
So they're just friends.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yep.
how
Friends
they
of
met, actually. Or...
past partner. Actually, friends of past partner. His dad was friends with the past partner of my mom's, but she acquired that friendship, and that ended up being what me and Marcel had today. But it came from like a past relationship almost, but she acquired the friends, her dad or his dad, through that.
Yeah. So our parents still hang out. They go out together. We go camping, and we just end up hanging out together still.
We have these conversations every time we link up now at the campsite, dude.
Yeah, maybe a couple years ago it started kicking off, but like at the campsite, like getting into deeper conversations.
And I think that's because of self. I was holding myself back from fully embracing or interacting with people. Yeah. Once I came to like that understanding that I can interact however I want or express whatever thoughts I have, that's when he kind of pulled up again in my life, because it's like we were in the same room so many times.
Yeah.
But like didn't have those interactions because you were older than I was and I was a little squirt, just whatever.
I was hanging around.
But then when we came to that where I was like watching it, I'll just give this specific story. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I just want to give the specific story.
No, I was asking because I'm just trying to like. Nah, I lost my train of thought too because I was like, listen.
I'm sorry, bro. I like go into these certain thoughts and it's like the one.
Yeah, I don't want to like cut you off, so I'm like letting you talk.
Yeah, no, for sure, I get it, man. I do that, struggle with that all the time. I cut people off and stuff like that because I run with it. But this specific moment, I was like, he was watching his babies play on the sand at the park. We were sitting on it, but he was sitting on a bench, and I pulled up, sat next to him while I like sent Hayes, I think, to play, and our kids were just playing right there. And we were sitting next to each other, and we just like started talking about that, or I expressed myself to him and he expressed himself back, and it like opened up this whole another portal of this information or relationship interaction, and now it's like grown into something that I can't even almost describe half the time, but I've learned so much from him and like grown so much around him and like with the positive influence or energy that he has. But it was like just that moment of like we were talking about him being a dad, or like everything that means to him being a dad, and it like enlightened my everything, because I was like, wow, almost like redefined what a dad was to me. Very, very interesting moment, very impactful moment in my life. Not gonna lie, straight up.
Thank you. Well, likewise, man. I learned a lot from you.
Thanks, man. I
Watching you
appreciate
as a father.
Thanks, dude. I try hard. I try pretty hard to be a good dad or a good person, which in turn turns to a good dad and stuff like that. So it's dope.
No, I asked that because I was trying to figure out how you guys, where you guys found that common ground, where you guys were created, where that came from, where that grew from.
That common ground. What was the common ground? I don't know.
I think it was like you're explaining that day, and that's what I revert back to is down at that sandbox area, staring up at the trees, like swaying, breathing.
I do remember that.
Soaking up all that.
I say all that because like I relate back to Joey. Like the first time I met him, I remember like maybe don't, but I remember it because I remember like clearly where I was at in my life in that time.
Okay.
So like the reason I have a connection to him not only because I've known him for so long, but we literally live right across each other. So that's why like
neighbors.
Yeah, neighbors.
Like literally like I walk out, so I was right in front of my house.
Do you want to play with me?
You want to go outside? I don't think I remember it too much because I lived in the same place. My grandma lived in the same spot, so I see people come and go.
Yeah.
Rather for him, he moved from a whole different state to somewhere that's fresh. It's a fresh new start. But
True.
Yeah, no, that's how.
That's cool though.
Yeah,
see everything that like sprouted from that too.
Yeah, that's cool because I remember the first time I could like, it's still like clear in my head the like conversation we had. Not a conversation, but I just remember like sitting on your grandma's like little cinder blocks around the corner and just sitting there and just talking. Like I was in 6th grade. Like you probably must have been like in 4th or 5th grade. I just remember just being there, like it being night and just talking, just having to talk. I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about. We were just talking. And it's a group of kids. Like, there was a whole bunch of kids on the block, so there was no one else left. It was just us two talking. I just always remember that, like, okay, cool. Like,
isn't that phenomenal? Like, you can still remember it so clearly.
Take myself to a place and like,
Yeah, like where it kind of all branched out from, where it changed from that moment on.
Yeah.
And
it's
then we started
ingrained
playing
in
football in the streets.
But
I
I think what like brought me like to like the common ground that I found there was like I was like even though we don't look similar, at least to me back in that moment, like I didn't feel like we had the same stories, but there was something very similar, and I was like, all right, cool. We both are like feeling this sense of like looking around us and just being like, I don't want this shit. Like just looking around where we're at right now,
environment,
and just being like, oh man, we might not like have the same stories, but we have the same struggle. And it's just kind of like solidified for me in that very moment where it's like, all right, cool, like I can relate in that sense of like we both have a similar vision of we don't want to be stuck in the same place where he might have seen his uncles, aunts, grandparents stay here all the time. And I might have seen like my parents when he gets so far in life where I knew like, all right, like what we see here is not what we want for the rest of our lives. And I think that's kind of been our friendship. Like that's where our friendship is based off of. Like anywhere we go, we don't want to like stay stagnant. We want to just keep like elevating.
It's like attraction. Like you guys attract because you guys' energies are similar paths, right? You guys want the best.
Yeah, similar goals.
Yeah.
You know, you guys can relate on that level.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's important to have somebody like that too. You know, it strengthens you. You could do it alone.
And it's
like,
rare sometimes to find people like that too. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
and
you
doing
could
it
do it
alone.
alone.
Yeah.
It may just be harder,
Yeah.
but it's easier when you got like a homie with you that's got on the same path, and you guys can both like hold each other accountable, like help each other out, support each other.
Yeah, for sure. And then like I've learned that shit happens, life happens. You know, I feel like we were close, and then like he had a girlfriend, and then I was always single, and then like shit turned around.
I'll go back and
And
forth.
I'm in a
'cause you spend
relationship.
less-
He's a single guy.
Sure.
And it's like, but I feel like ultimately, like we always know, like I got you, you got me. Like you know, it's understanding. Like you know, wherever you go in life, you know, do your thing. Like I'm always gonna be here as I guess your home, or you're like
life
you know,
supporters, bro. It's just
Yeah,
life
it's like-
supporters.
yeah.
Like I'm a supporter of all my friends.
for sure.
I want them to do
Because they say that
well.
you don't have to be around the person that you see as your closest people all the time. You know, you guys probably don't see each other all the time, but you guys are close. Like even me and you.
I feel this dude, and I'm not in the same room. You know, and I say feel because you can feel you can remember all the interactions that you had with someone, and remember all that feeling and information within there, and it kind of like almost empowers me. Like I was saying earlier, like even talking or thinking about it. Like me and my girl talk about Marcel, like not like talk about him, but like the information that we've understood through interacting with you. You know, and it's kind of like so empowering and enlightening. It's like what I'm envisioning right now is like planting a sunflower into the dirt and like patting the dirt around it. That's like what I'm like envisioning right there. That's like that safe, like growth, it's just that's what it feels like. And you can remember these feelings through the interactions that we've had. We can remember them and recall them, and they empower us. You know, and to translate that with children a little bit, not to go on a little mini rant, but with children, it's like to think about what they're going to do potentially and kind of who they are. It's like, it like empowers us to like, okay, he might become president. This is just a hypothetical, but he might become president. He might become LeBron, or he might become like to have that like, to that backing, you know, to where that envisioning and that within his life or their lives helps us, provides that energy to like raise them up better, or not even better, but raise them up to like that potential reality of greatness in their perspective. You know, it like empowers me. So it's like being around people like that empowers me to be more of my full expression. So it's like
And you're
obviously
changing
children are
lives.
going to do that.
You're changing your children's lives like that, opening up all the possibilities to them, holding them in the highest light. You know?
And then when they go out and interact with other people or environments, they're gonna shine a different specific light, and you know, and like you feel a little different, you know, when someone walks in the room and they're like a little bit more intentional with their actions. You know, you can like feel their presence because they're actually fully there. You know, you can feel whether someone's fully there or one's fully not. You know, and to teach our children to always be fully there allows them to find themselves easier in this like world, this realm, or whatever. It's just very empowering to think about the reason why you're doing something. I guess to wrap it all up, the reason why I'm doing something, to think about that outcome, or that outcome can help me provide what's necessary on the journey way up. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah.
So much.
Straight up, man. I feel really good. We could hit another thing real quick. Let's go back to the best and worst trip experiences.
Okay.
You know, and like we were diving a little bit deep into that prior to the pod, but like the one that specifically.
One specifically.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Oh wait, let's wait for the homie. Let's wait for the homie. This is crazy. Best and worst.
So this is the
best and worst
part.
trip experience. He's
I
gonna
guess-
share
I guess
his.
it's not.
None of them are really the worst.
It's not even. It's just like the question. That's laid out the question. Your interpretation's all different.
Gotcha.
So
It's on a
interpret it.
spectrum, and they're all beautiful, and I love all the trips on shrooms that I have taken. And one specifically that we're thinking of right here is, well, it seems as if I got shot in the head and I died for like hours. It was beautiful. But like, backstory, took shrooms.
Yeah, hold on. But it was like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So me and a friend, we took some shrooms. We went to like his old high school. It was late at night, and took an eighth each. And it was like wet on the grass too. We ended up climbing up on top of like his old school, like the buildings, wandering around. There's a big field with sprinklers that ended up going off on us when we were running around in the grass too. I don't know. We were walking around. I remember I thought a car had pulled up and somebody had gotten out of the car and like pointed this weapon at my head, a pistol, and then pulled the trigger.
This was in your head, right?
Yeah, it was all in my head. Nobody was there. I mean, we saw this raccoon running back and forth on like, a fence, and we were tripping. We puked. We puked. We both puked off that. Like you get a little.
Stomachache. Well, I guess
Once it's going down,
it's like you're poisoning
True.
yourself.
Yeah, it's like poisonous.
So what was your physical
it's
body
just
doing?
Food poisoning is what it
Yeah.
really is, and then you're feeling the effects of the food poisoning from.
That's
the
why you
psilocybins.
throw up.
Yeah.
So what was
if you
your
can stomach it,
physical
you can
body
keep it
doing
down.
on like when that was going on in your head? The guy pulling up.
I was anxious.
What was your physical body experiencing?
Tense, tight, about to die, and then getting shot in the head. I just like collapsed, and I remember him telling me that, like, yeah, it looked like your body just like,
Went limp almost?
yeah. And so I don't know what. Maybe I just saw like lights from the school, and I thought it was a car in my head, and thought somebody had came out with like this top hat on, looking like Dick Tracy or something, like, trench coat and a pistol, and shot me in the head. And I was like this, and then I just collapsed, and I lay there, and I could like visualize the blood pooling out of my head, laying there limp, like looking up at the sky. It was dark out, so I could see like all the beautiful like purple, gray clouds moving, all the trees and scenery around me, the coldness of the concrete, the wetness, everything around me, but laying completely still and comfortable in that moment. And now I was in heaven. Now I was like in my heaven, the afterlife, and like people coming to see me and talk to me, that were still alive in this earth. Like not people that have passed, but people still here on earth that were alive. Talking to me, feeling me. I don't know. It was great to feel like my dad coming and talk to me about my tattoos on my body or something. You know,
That's one specifically that was.
yeah, I remember that. Just feeling content and happy, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like laying there for hours, and yeah, it may sound like a bad trip, like dying, but it was a really good experience.
Yeah, no, it's
Feeling
great.
like the afterlife and being comfortable with death, whereas I already felt comfortable with death. He was my friend in the Marine Corps anyways, so like we're already like ready to die, and we have been on deployment
Mentally
before.
prepared to die whenever, right?
Yeah. So this is like me and my other Marine Corps friend. We already been through some shit, and then we had done that together. And he was just there with me the whole time.
So this was after you went to the Marines?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were roommates after. We actually went into boot camp. We met in boot camp. We were in the same unit, and we were deployed together. We went on the second deployment together. But we didn't know each other prior to boot camp. Like, we just met, talked, hung out. And then after we both got out that same day, because we both went in the same day, like just whoever's in that same boot camp platoon with you. But yeah, you get out on the same day, and we both, he's from California, I'm from Wisconsin. And we both went to the same college, both used the GI Bill to go to the same school, and we both roomed together in Anaheim, split the rent. Yeah, it was a lot of fun together.
Real close for so long too.
Yeah, we dove deep together. It was great.
So how long you been knowing him for?
Man, we don't even talk anymore.
No.
No, Patrick Craig. homie, man.
Damn.
Out there.
But see, it's about the moments that you guys were able to create.
Yeah.
That like will carry on probably
So
for a
many
lifetime,
years on deployment
regardless
together.
if you're with them or not.
Yeah, and that probably
You
got to
know?
be something different too, because that's
Yeah.
completely different.
Going
than
on
what
patrol
the regular
together.
civilian is. Yeah.
So how was that next day, bro? After you had an experience where you're on the ground,
Or, like,
blood dripping on the floor. How was
Yeah.
that next
Like
day?
on the ride home, where I'm like sobering up, like, oh, I didn't die. like,
Wow.
like I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, wow, I was able to experience it. I don't know, it was just mind-boggling, really. Like, you really thought you got shot in the head, bro? Yeah, like just feeling stupid about it, really.
Feel foolish about like.
But then also
yeah.
acknowledging, like, oh wow, death is beautiful type of thing.
What do you think that meaning? What kind of like? If you could sum it up
What
into
was
a
it trying
meaning
to
/
teach me?
takeaway, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think the takeaway was?
Good question. Like, if you're really ready to die, how comfortable are you with it then? Here.
Experience it. Boom.
Yeah, like, oh, you say you are. How comfortable are you with it? Let's put it to the test.
Wow.
Kind of same
sure.
thing with like
sure.
being locked up, like having this mentality before being locked up of like this mental strength and like meditation and breath work and practices of being like all loving. All right, now can you do it in a box, in a cage with shitty food and fucking negative people around you? Can you still express that same love? Put it to the test. Let's see if you can do it. Get your ass in jail. Can you do it now?
Damn.
All right, let's do it. Yoga,
Yeah, that's a
breath
different
work in
thing,
your
yeah.
bed, like still spreading love and having good conversations with people around you that may not understand, but like it's still cool just to live it. You're not trying to teach and talk.
Release it.
Just you're not trying to talk people into it or teach them into it. You gotta live it, and then perhaps maybe they'll see it or not see it. Whatever.
Brush
just
it off onto
live it.
them.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's hard. It's hard to do, bro. It's hard to do for me specifically because I reap a lot of the benefits within it. That it's like I want everybody to experience that. I want everybody to be operating at that certain frequency or that certain level, and it's like almost frustrating when certain loved ones around you aren't willing to see or even embrace what you're trying to do. You know, it's like very hindering, and I felt that when you were like, all right, let's see how you do with it in a box. Like that's how I feel. It's like that's how I feel.
Right
like
now?
in box, yeah, at a certain home,
Yeah.
just at certain
I know what
homes.
you're saying, at work,
certain homes,
yeah.
works, anywhere, but like being put in a certain environment and
Yeah.
feeling almost trapped. And it's like almost, what direction are you gonna go, and what are you gonna do, and how are you gonna hold yourself? How are you gonna represent yourself? Are you gonna allow yourself to get swept up with all the rest of the patterns and the drama and social media, all this other stuff that's out here, or are you gonna be separate then and create?
Feels like
You
a
know,
pop quiz,
but it's
a
like,
test
yeah.
to life. Like,
Oh, dude, it's a
alright,
test every single day.
you got these tools in your tool belt. Let's put them to work.
Yeah, right. Literally, bro. That's the crazy thing, because like I said, for a long time I've used my presence sometimes, not all the time, but I fall in and hurt people or cause damage to myself. Something like that, just through actions and interactions and stuff. And it's like re-understanding it, understanding that, like, wait, I can redirect this, I
you
can
have that
be
power
something
inside you.
different or stronger or better, or use these tools in this moment to build a house instead of beat myself over the head or something. It's a lot, man. It's a lot of like it's like Spider-Man, right? It's like a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You have all this power and capability, but what are you gonna do with it? Who are you gonna save people? Are you gonna destroy things? Like, are you gonna what are you gonna do with
Great
it?
power.
Yeah, with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah. Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. Shout out Uncle Ben.
Shout out. Low key, Spider-Man's taught me a lot. Oh, bro. Straight up, though. That's awesome that, we're able to come here, though, and create these moments. Because if we don't, who's going to, right? And if we don't express, who's going to? And I want to, like, express first, almost. Because I, like, seen and reap the benefits of it. So it's like, oh, I want to hurry up and, like, release myself so that I can see what's after that. What I can learn from that expression, what I can take away and build myself up to be next time. And it's like, I'm just trying to express because I've seen all the benefits, man. I'm reaping all the benefits of expressing fully, vulnerably, you know, like deep. Everything, you know, just understanding all that inside us, the good and the bad. Seeing all of it and just being not necessarily okay with it, but becoming aware of it. And that takes away the power that it has potentially on us and puts us in the steering wheel. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I was in a race, bro, I would want to be the driving the car. I wouldn't want to be like sitting passenger or something. Like, I'm trying to drive the car. I'm trying to feel the throttle, bro. I'm trying to drift a little bit. You know?
I want to be in control.
I want to be, yeah, semi in control. You know, but allowing the car to kind of guide, like, because I couldn't do that by myself without a certain power or force or energy in my life. So it's like the engine isn't me, but I can utilize it to win the race or to get ahead.
Hit them curves, feel the G-force.
Yeah.
You're controlling the power in that.
We used to always
Can't do that by running.
No.
me, Joey, Vic, a couple of our friends, we always used to get high as fuck and just drive around the whole time. And I always tell them, like, bro, you know why I like driving so much? Is because, like, everything else that's going on in my life right now, I can't control. But when I'm in this car with you guys and I'm smoking and I'm just driving anywhere, we could drive for 2 hours, 3 hours just smoking. I'm in control right now, and I can control what's going on with our lives right now.
Literally lives.
Once I go home, like, I gotta deal with everything I gotta deal with, and it's not what we're doing right now. So it's like, I know they have to go back home to some shit they gotta deal with too. So in that moment, like, I remember telling them, like, yo, you know, I like driving so much, like, because I can control myself right now. I can control, like, we could go to McDonald's, we could go.
And the music too, with the vibe in the car too. It's like, dude, yeah, cars are definitely temples. For sure, I would say. Like, I love to just spark up in my car by myself, or in the past with my dog. Like, I used to have a dog that I used to just chief with and play music, you know.
You can only
Super
control
calm.
so much in your life, you know,
Yeah.
and that's one thing that you can control and take its course.
Yeah.
It's empowering.
Yeah, and to understand that it's like that we can have that same mentality on kind of other things in our life allows us to, like, do our thing, you know, fully express, you know. It's like it's our purpose to fully express, or to fully be Joe, fully be myself, fully be Elijah, to fully understand ourselves and the people around us. It's fire.
I feel like everybody feels that, but maybe not everybody has the courage enough to express themselves
It's
fully
hard.
or be transparent with others.
Why do you think it's hard for people to fully express?
Perhaps it's like ingrained through parents, school, society itself, who knows, to like fit in or be a certain way or cling to a group to like fit in or feel more popular or get rich. Who knows? Like, oh, if you want this, you're gonna have to act this way, you know? So
Or
from
do
A to
certain
B,
things.
you're gonna have to go through these steps to get there.
Yeah.
Versus like you could be anything, you can do anything. You don't have to follow this path to get there, and you don't have to get there. You can get anywhere else.
Yeah.
There's many ways to get there.
And you can get there if you go, like, maybe under the bridge instead of over the bridge.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe people just don't feel comfortable.
Sure.
Like if it's already laid out on a plan, like okay, here's steps 1, 2, and 3 to get to there. Cool, I got something I can follow, and I'm not so scared of the future because I know what I need to do to get there. Instead of an uncertainty in the future, like, oh, I got this one goal, but I don't know how to get there. I might as well just follow this one. Here's the steps.
Yeah, man. That's beautiful. Thank
Either
you.
that, or just judgment from others. I feel is maybe the main thing.
Or discipline on yourself.
Yeah, self-discipline. Yeah, being who you want to be, being your true self.
Because I feel like that's almost the struggle now. It's like to figure out how we can. Like that is like, I don't like to use the word purpose, but you know, like to find out how we can fully be ourselves. You know, or to fully embrace. Like I like dissecting that thought of like, wait, what's holding me back, or what's stopping me from ... Or like, why am I not fully expressing or fully becoming vulnerable? Like, why? Is it the environment? Is it the people around? Is it the substance? Is it drinking? You know, whatever it may be to that individual. Like, find it out, figure it out, right? Find out why. But it's because it's different for all of us. But that's cool how you kind of shared some tools on how we can dissect a little bit. You know?
Yeah, but it takes that introspection. You got to dig deep
Yeah.
inside yourself and willing to go inside those caves and dark places where you may keep submerged and not think about
So this is a perfect segue. I'm sorry, you can go. I got this right here, so you can go ahead.
Joey, I said something about last time. Like he said something about this was like a therapy session coming here, and I do feel like that. It feels like a therapy session, you know, coming into this thing. Like how you just said, like you have to allow yourself. Like ultimately, I know like coming into this today, like it's gonna be a talk of like. I know you now that I've known you more. It's like you're a person who likes to dig deep into like not just the surface, and you like to get deeper into it. And I'm a person that is like I don't allow that shit. Like I don't let anyone come into like a too deep into my world unless the people I care for or love allow that to. So coming in here, like I know, like all right, it's more for myself more than anything. Like I'm putting myself in a position of being vulnerable, like you said you want us to be. So it's challenging. Like I take it as a challenge for my own personal growth. Like put myself in these conversations that I don't want to have or I don't want to be a part of, but allowing myself ultimately, like we have a choice, you know, do we want to come into this room today?
Yeah.
I could have like hit you up and been like, hey bro, you know what? I don't think so. Like whatever, like it's not gonna happen.
Straight
like,
up.
Made an excuse, you know. But ultimately, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, you know. Let me get out of my comfort zone. Let me get in here. Let me talk. Let me hear. Because ultimately, when I come here, I'm more interested in hearing your guys' side. Because I already know my side. I know his side. I'm more interested in understanding where you're coming from. Because I don't know how to say, like, I want to know what's prompting you to want to have these conversations. Because
don't we all?
Because me personally, like, I look at it as like, I know why I want to have certain conversations with people, and that comes from like, and I don't know, we could have this off camera, you know.
No, you can have it on camera too.
Or on camera, sure. But it's like, I feel like I understand people. For me, I understand people more. Like, I understand like your home. That's how I've understood people. Like, tell me your house and tell me
where you go to at night,
where you sleep at night, and what brought you, so I can understand you more. And that's how I understand these guys more, because like I've, you know, more personable, got to like understand them to a more personal level.
For sure.
So like with you guys, I'm almost like I don't like I'm fighting it. Like I'm like.
It seems like a student, like willing to learn from everybody. So you have this willingness to like grab and pull information from certain sources, which is excellent, right? You're willing to grow and learn and expand and just take what you can and like use it, right? But then what about putting yourself out there now and exposing certain things about you, and then while talking about it, learning more about yourself? That is a tough part, right? Like,
because I get what you're coming from, where like you're in this position right now where you're trying to dig deep, you know, about
acknowledge and for sure.
And I feel like sometimes like I can only speak for myself. I feel like I don't have that privilege sometimes where I can dig deep because I have other worries in my life where I gotta focus on that. And I feel like sometimes you gotta get to a point in life where you allow yourself to tackle that part of your life. Or maybe, I don't know if it's a privilege or it's just like you take that choice, you know.
It's an ability, it's capability.
You prioritize things in life, you know, you set your own mental health first over other things. And that's how you choose, I guess. But me, I guess right now I'm more on like I don't know. I feel like I'm not happy where I'm at, so I got to get somewhere else. And I feel like sometimes this is like just like
stepping stone.
No,
you did say therapeutic.
It's therapeutic, but it also feels like sometimes it's like I don't know, like
whatever. I mean, you could express it however the way you're thinking right now. What
It's
does it feel like?
It's like a blurriness. It's like but it's not. Like I know what it is. Ultimately, I'm aware of like my emotions. I'm aware of like who I talk to. I'm aware of like where you're at based off the conversation I had. I don't know you personally all the way, but I feel like you're a person who has a lot of wisdom, who's experienced things, and I base it off what you know about him. You brought him into this podcast, so like, I always have to. Like, I know he's bringing something to it, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes you have to allow yourself. I'm just talking off the boomers right now.
Keep going.
Allow yourself to be within that moment.
Yeah, but no. Ultimately, I always feel like you have a great thing going on here. It's like it's about like, you know, letting yourself loose, like talking about whatever you want to talk about. I just feel like sometimes like it's hard for me because like
it's hard for me, bro.
I'm not trying to talk about shit. I'm trying to do shit. Like I'm just trying to like
literally
get somewhere in life. But it's like sometimes you got to talk about things to get to where you want to get to life.
Because the more that you talk about it, you're gonna realize like you guys having your conversation there, You guys are
Yeah.
allowed. If you never expressed that to each other, then you would not know that you were similar in that way. The more you express yourself to others, you're able to see the similarities and connections. Like, oh, okay, we're not so different.
Yeah,
We are
straight
more
up.
similar than different. Okay, cool. We're on the same track. Yeah, we're more like each other than not like each other. You know, we're
Yeah.
closer than further apart. And I feel that's the connection that you make when you expose yourself to others. You're allowing them to
Straight up.
tell you more about themselves and then create those connections. Whether it's somebody that you meet on the street, somebody at the bar.
And that's something I did tell you. You
friends,
asked me, how do you feel
friends.
about like after we had a podcast? And I was like, honestly, I felt like I was able to like conversate. Like I felt more willing to like actually like talk or like hold a conversation with someone afterwards, as opposed to just being like, all right,
Yeah.
go back home,
Yeah.
go back to my world. I actually had this mindset of like, all right,
Because it's
who are you? Like, let's talk. Like you know, let's have a
Yeah.
conversation.
Straight up.
Which is, I think,
Which
like,
is what it's
ultimately like what this is all right. All talks of life. You know, we all have
Yeah.
something to bring
It's all falling
to
together.
to the table. You know, we're all from different paths of life, just coming to this point right now. You know, blessing. It's awesome, man.
It is beautiful, man. It's truly beautiful to be experiencing and to be creating, and then to see what that creation can do. It's
So it's where you come from and where you're going,
yeah.
pretty much.
a journey.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
who you
man.
were yesterday might not be who you are today.
Yeah, man. And letting yourself be within that moment, you know, not holding anything back at all. Because that thing holding us back is what's stopping us from fully being, fully expressing. It's like I realized that thing ain't doing nothing for me. You know, I gotta fully release in order to fully understand. And once I fully understand is when I can fully implement
Yeah.
anything that I want to do or talk about.
I was about to say, well, that's not true, but then you finish your whole sentence and like that is true, because I was gonna say, there's been times where I've allowed myself and then I've seen what that does. But you're right though, like you have to let that out to understand, like, all right, now moving forward, that's not the right way to go about.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. Ultimately, you're right. Yeah,
But you learn from experience from doing it,
yeah.
from speaking about it.
But it's uncomfortable,
Yeah,
right?
it's
It's
so
uncomfortable.
fucking uncomfortable. It's tense.
It would be more comfortable to just keep it all in your head, to
Yeah.
yourself and your own judgment.
Yeah.
You're fearful of other people's judgment of what may be inside, perhaps. I mean, that's probably what I feel is like, oh, I may be judged for saying something or telling them how I feel or think. They may think of me as weird or different or whatever the hell, you know.
Yeah.
But
everything
it's uncomfortable.
and our
You
minds
put
can
yourself in
go,
that
but our
situation.
minds can keep going, right?
You can race to
It can
a bunch
keep
of different
going. What are they going to
scenarios.
think? What are they going to think? All these things will create lists in our head
Most
of just
likely
things that aren't even
negative.
real. Yeah,
But at
they're
the
not
end of
even
the day, though,
real.
it doesn't matter what
They're not
anybody
even
thinks.
there.
Yeah.
It just matters
We are.
what you think
Yeah.
about yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Like
So
what
it's
you
re-
think about yourself is like what you think or what you know or who you know you are. If I think you're something different, that's not who you are. You're who you really are. Not what my opinion is.
or perception. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, like me looking from the outside. Oh, this person. Oh, he walks like this. You know, something like that. Just creating all
It's
these
just an
thoughts when
opinion,
we didn't
yeah,
even say
but-
what up to him. We didn't say, hey, yo, who are you? You know, there's so much more than what our eyes can see. And once we allow ourselves to be within these moments, we stop seeing what our eyes are seeing. It's what we're all experiencing, what we're all feeling within, and then letting it go.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, that circling thing that we were talking about last time. Is like you create this little vibe, bro. We can create the vibe. And I'm glad that vibe's allowing you to fully express and to become vulnerable here and with us, dude, because, I mean, this is the reason why I do it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't do it for this. I don't do it for that. I do it for this.
Yeah.
And for that interaction, for that, everything that comes within that. All the power that's building up inside that. And then later, you're leaving, bro. We're going to feel stronger. We're going to feel better. We're going to feel more empowered to do whatever we want. Because we are now establishing our true self, our true form, and leading with that instead of the bullshit that we created ourselves to be or in our heads, you know?
Yeah.
You're letting it all go. You're letting it all go. It's like the whiteboard. You're starting fresh, bro. You can write whatever equation or whatever plan. Or you don't have to write it all. You can just be. You can just look and embrace and experience. You know? And that's what I want to do on this pod with people, especially from the older generation. I want to hit older. I got plans to get my little cousin on here who's like a boxer, almost a pro boxer, amateur boxer. But she's like killing it right now. And I don't want to misspeak, but I think she might be 12 or 13.
Oh yeah.
and
they
she's
talk
killing
about,
it. It's PJ's daughter.
PJ's daughter, yeah.
She's killing it, and I asked my cousin, I was like, yo, can I have Violet on here? Because I want to do what we're doing right now, but with a lady from that generation.
That is dope.
Why do you box? Why do you know what I'm saying? So asking these questions, creating these environments to circle, if you want to call it, it's like truly opens up all these doors and opportunities to understand more and more about ourselves and about others and the reason why we're here, I guess, and what we can do with it.
I think it's about putting yourself in uncomfortable situations more often, so you become comfortable with the uncomfortability.
Yeah,
like expanding that. You got this bubble that you're comfortable in.
Expand on it. Expand on
You're
always
more comfortable
think
everywhere
more,
else. More comfortable throwing yourself out there. More comfortable having conversations with others and linking up with others. I mean, it's another reason for them cold showers. It's uncomfortable as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks. It hurts.
I used
We
to
can
try
breathe
that
through
room
it.
and I was like, this shit sucks.
It's uncomfortable as fuck, but you're choosing to do that to yourself.
You know what I do when I'm hungover and I gotta come to work because I'm like, you do this to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm like, you know what?
Punishment time.
Put yourself in this
I
shit
swear
too.
to God, me sitting, I'm like, damn, this shit cold.
But like,
And it wakes me up a little bit
Yeah.
more. But like when I do,
Oh, yeah.
if I'm hungover, like say, that's why I don't like going on Friday. So if I come to work and I'm hungover on a Saturday, cold shower,
Long day, huh?
cold shower, and then I'm like, you just did this to yourself. Don't do it again, and then I do it again.
Okay.
But it's like that's the consequences. I feel like.
You gotta check yourself.
Yeah, like you don't like cold showers, so you about to take a cold shower.
I do it. That's a good reason. Punishment.
Yeah.
I do it more for like, so when I don't want to do something, I'll be more apt to do it. Like, I know the benefits behind it. I
Persistence,
know how it's gonna be.
persistence or,
Consistency, like
That's what
Make it
discipline is
easier.
It
ultimate,
makes you more
alright?
aware. I feel like
Doing the things you don't want to do.
cold showers.
makes you aware. It
You're,
really does.
you're more woke when you take a cold shower, rather than if you're taking a warm shower. You're relaxed. So.
more alert.
I can
Your
feel
senses
that,
are
like-
going, but once your senses are going is when you start receiving all of these things, everything that's in all of these moments that we have to experience. We start soaking it all up. Like think about like when you get cold, your hair sticks up. To do what?
Oh, you get goosebumps.
To catch warmth,
air.
to trap more, to receive, bro. So we can do that with our mind, the same thing that we do with our little,
That's what you're saying.
subconsciously with our skin. It does that by ourselves, goosebumps. We can do that with our minds and just like fully let it go,
We should-
like
we
let
should
it go,
get
and just so we can receive. Like, oh,
Ice
okay.
bath.
We should get ice back and do a podcast.
Do a Kevin Hart interview.
Bro, I want an ice bath.
Yeah.
I want to do an ice bath so bad. I haven't done one since
That'd be
wrestling in high
interesting.
school.
How
Bro,
are they?
years ago.
See, I wanted to do one, but I'm like, damn, I gotta just. I mean, I would do it if it's there and you're like,
We'll do it.
"Alright, just do it.
We'll do it. We'll
I've been
find
doing
you're not
cold
gonna
showers
hurt
for a
yourself.
while, so I just
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
do
just get
the.
in.
Joey, we'll do it. We'll
Plunge,
set it up.
you know?
Let's do it. That would be something dope, especially
Hey,
to
but that
like
would be
recording an
cool.
experience.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
We
Have
can
a
all do it.
conversation in the fucking.
We'll do it in the summer.
Like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart does that. Where
Yeah, I
he
was
like,
like,
sits in the
Kevin
ice
Hart
bath. But
interviews
no,
people.
experiencing that moment, like going in that little tub and then asking whoever's in there, like, what are you feeling right now? Like, what
Where's your mind?
do you want to jump out? You know, and ask all
I
these
wanna be
things.
warm.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, there's that decision, like the moment right before I turn, like, but it's so warm and it feels comfortable. I don't have to do this to myself.
Yeah, you're right. You
That's
gotta-
the comfort. That's the
Yeah, it's
comfort,
like-
yeah.
Yeah, you can either turn that
Coddling
off or
you,
turn it
keeping you
all
where
the
you're
way
at,
up.
Though.
Yeah.
It's just gonna keep you where you're
You're
at.
stopping yourself from growing.
Keep you comfy. No.
Coddle. Just want to be
Yeah.
coddled, like no.
Or put yourself in an uncomfortable situation and breathe through it. That's all. Just relax. Can you relax in an uncomfortable environment? And can you breathe through it? Yes, you possibly can. And it's only for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. It's so minimal for such a great benefit.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I did it today because I know this is uncomfortable, right? Like sitting in front of the camera, talking
Yeah.
and everything. Like, I don't know. It was just another like encouragement, a little boost. Like, okay, yeah, here's you made your bed in the morning. You know, check. You got something done.
Empowering.
Yeah, get this
empowering
done.
acts.
You know, keep leveling up. Keep going. Keep it up.
It's like eating
Be
just
comfortable,
like
yeah.
Mario, just eating mushrooms all the way through the game. It's empowering him.
Bullshit, Mario
It's
eat
empowering him to
mushrooms and
step
look at
on
his
things. The turtles get all these
Yeah,
obstacles
it's
in
the
his
reason why
way.
It's like that. I bet you the person who made that game was off shrooms.
Hell yeah.
Well, what happens when Mario is, what happens when Mario does take that big boomer? He like literally runs through all the obstacles,
turns
doesn't he?
silver.
He runs through all the blocks that are
No, rainbow
thing in
color.
his way. No, but isn't there one where he grows giant and he just
That's
literally
right.
runs through the squares?
Well, the ultimate peak, I think, is when he turns rainbow and he just runs through everything.
That's
It's like
fire, too.
flashing rainbow.
That's a star though.
Oh, that's a star. You're right. You're
The,
right.
the shroom is just he just gets
Bigger,
times
bigger,
It's,
bigger.
yeah, nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Like there isn't anything that can stop us unless we tell ourselves that it can stop us. And of course it's gonna have all the power over you all day, every day.
Yeah.
Right? Until you like take away its power, be like, psych, that's my UFC belt. I'm wearing the belt now and have that championship mentality. I'm the captain now. And take that mindset into everything that you do. You know, it's like that championship mentality. If you watch UFC and watch who stays on top and how they stay on top, it's all right here, and it's all like I'm untouchable, I'm unbreakable. And kind of adapting with that to like a breakable body. You know, sometimes soft, sometimes vulnerable, like, but having that championship mentality to like deal with those struggles. You know what I'm saying? What?
I turned off my vape, sorry.
I was
Dude, he's crying right
no,
now?
I was like, hey, we doing something? Yeah, that's geeks. But yeah, no, for sure, dude. Like, it empowers us to go in these battles, right, and just succeed constantly, because it is what we make it to be, what we create. And I create nothing but greatness and success. So of course, what's going to come out of that greatness and success?
If you keep on telling yourself.
Yeah, it's mind over matter.
Speak it into existence.
Can we do one more breath work and then close it out? You think that sounds like a good idea? You guys down?
Would it?
You guys like that box? Or,
That would be good.
Yeah, we can do that. Oh, we can try different ones if you know any different ones.
the other one was just like 6 deep breaths, really. And then, okay, so I guess the last one, I had my eyes closed. This one, just keeping your eyes open in your visual field that you're in already. Just soaking everything in all at once, not focusing on anything specific or toning in your vision, just something specific. Just staring off in space, soaking it all in. The awareness of the room that you're sitting in with 6 deep breaths, with the belly breathing and then your chest, and then just slow exhale. Just 6 of them. So we'll begin. Then exhale, let it all out. Let's belly breathe in. You don't have to hold or nothing, just let it out. Alright, let's do it again. Let's go for 3. Last breath. Nice. Sometimes I lose track of how many I'm on, so I had to think out loud. 5.
It helped. No, it helped. It was like,
Yeah,
I was
man.
thinking in my head, like, when's the last one? Oh,
Yeah.
last one, 5. Okay.
Yeah, you kind of lose track. I had like 3 or 2. I remember mine.
What I was feeling there is like pure gratitude, just gratefulness, because I like when in those meditations I kind of zone in on kind of what's here but what's not here almost, you know. So I like become aware of my surroundings, what I'm doing, who I'm with, and right now I just feel I'm super grateful to be having these conversations with you guys and to be doing this breath work with you, you know, and like. In order for us to share and open up like this, it really empowers me to do more and want to do more and see that there's more. And I'm super grateful for being here with you guys and having these conversations and expressing ourselves. And all love it, and all love and
Sure.
respect.
Same,
I
bro.
appreciate your presence, bro.
Love.
Appreciate your presence. And I appreciate you.
Appreciate you as well.
This is the All Talks to Life podcast. 1, 2, 3, we out. Oh, last time we said it on the same time.
I wasn't there.
Should we try it again? Joe, I thought Joey was going to be on there already. 1, 2, 3, we out.